Hey, what's up, guys? It is Ben 10,000 Yugioh, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and today, guys, we're on the FTK channel with the myth, the legend, the leader of this team, Jesse. And he's,
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
oh, you should be at your channel.
I haven't been here in a while though. It looks kind of new. I think they moved the furniture around a little bit.
There you go, there you go. Well, you know how it is. I mean, you've been kind of busy with other stuff, as I recall. I think I saw something about how you have uh, adopted some kiddos now. You're cool.
Yeah,
Talking about that a little bit.
yeah, for sure. So for sure, we've had them right now for about 2.5 years under our custody,
Mm-hmm.
and then they recently got officially like adopted.
So
And
so now they're officially your kiddos. As far as the law is
yeah, yeah.
concerned, they're yours.
As far as the law is concerned, there are.
That's badass.
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
to
It's been
brag
a long
about that.
time.
So do
Yeah, I get to be like, look at my children.
yeah. Do you have any kids that have like your biological DNA or
No, not currently at the moment.
okay, and but your partner does. She has one that is hers, right?
No,
No.
they are both they are both adopted.
Oh,
Neither one of
okay.
us have biological children to our name.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that. My brain just probably playing jokes on me, or I miss, or
Right,
you know,
right.
I just
Who knows?
you
So many things happen with so many people in life that you just mix them all up, anyways.
know. Especially since I've become part of the yugitube community, because sometimes people will tell me things and then I'll be like, "Oh no, that was that person." Dang it.
Yeah, and you just get them all mixed up. Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't mean to. It just especially cuz
right.
I've definitely have noticed I've become a lot more popular since I've become a yugituber.
Oh yeah, that's where the popularity comes from.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
start throwing those cards around, and everybody just comes to see.
Yeah. Just don't ask me to do it in real life. Trust me, the replays are better.
Right.
I don't show you about usually most of the time. Like, although I'm honest about it on my channel, obviously, I'm like I just show like the ones where like, oh look, this actually worked. I don't show all the duels that led up to the the best consistency of what I'm showing. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. It's not like you're just gonna like show like 10, weird duels and like three good ones. Like, of course, you're gonna pick some of the best quality content ones,
Right. Exactly.
and you're not gonna be like, oh, here's the strategy I haven't learned yet. Got to figure it out, while I'm recording,
I mean, some
because
of the
that would
games you
show
can
up.
kind of tell. Some of the games, like honestly, you can kind of tell that I didn't know all the moves, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be perfect, and I think that's probably
Yeah,
why
it's
people
not
kind
like
of
you
like me.
take weeks. It's not like you take weeks out of your schedule to master the newest deck just to show it off. Like,
Yeah, I
I
basically
understand
do
you
a
like to space it out.
yeah. I do a quick overview of the cards, so I kind of got a basic understanding of what they do. But I'm not gonna know every interaction. It's just not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
I mean, like
it's
I
true.
like the fossil cards, for example, for the recent video I did. You know, I'm sure you can relate. Like you don't know every interaction in the game. Nobody
No,
does.
I don't know every interaction in the game, and I think it's too hard to especially know every single card interaction. But I think that's like a good thing about being like a smaller Yugi tuber is like
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah,
going to be that one a hole in the comments who's like, ah, you didn't activate that effect. That's going to be the downside of it. But it
my
won't
the
be like
most
12 people hammering you. You know.
uh-huh. The best part I have discovered of being a Yugi tuber is, and I don't get a lot of hate comments. I'll be straight with you, I don't. But if I did, I have this powerful tool. It's called ignoring them, and then
Yeah.
leaving hearts on all the people that leave nice comments.
Yeah.
So
It's
they
it's
know I
pretty
was
easy to
there,
just
but I
avoid the
deliberately ignored
discouraging
them.
stuff.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it's pretty easy to ignore the discouraging stuff if you ever get it. I've had so much hate like
You
from the
know,
very beginning and like still get hate.
really, Master Swag King
Yeah.
was telling me he gets it a lot too, and I'm kind of like, I don't get why. He doesn't. He also seems to get a little bit like I don't know why he gets so much hate because like he does his market watches and his like podcast, and that's like all that I know of that he does really.
Maybe some things just aren't for everybody.
Yeah, maybe. I
I
mean,
think
like
that's
I'll
just
be
the
yeah.
most kosher way of putting in words.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when it comes to like market watches, they're really not my cup of tea. Like I don't even really watch like M Cole 40 or John Morse ones, but they're just not
Right.
my
I've
cup of
I've
tea.
never been into it either.
I mean, I'll occasionally watch, like, if just to see if there's anything I have that's like that I don't need anymore that's worth selling, but I don't like it. Not every video, you know what I mean? They're like, no,
Yeah.
I'm good.
See, I
I'll watch
used to be
one.
that way too. I used to click on like them every now and then when it was like, ooh, new interesting card is starting to spike, you know. But then once I stopped going to tournaments and I just started like playing at home and with friends and stuff, I was like, I don't need to watch this. I don't even like, any of these channels, so I don't need to have any purpose to watch market watch videos, you know.
Yeah. Oh, so you know what? This is also kind of a funny opportunity. This is actually the first time you and I have actually like had a voice conversation with each other. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
at least one that hasn't been like 2 or 3 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
But this is probably the first time we've talked like face to face.
Yeah, no, it's kind of weird, especially because we've been interacting for so long. Like, how long have I been a member of TNOTK? At least a year now,
At
right?
least a year, yeah, at least a year,
Yeah.
if not longer.
I don't remember because like that kind of thing like doesn't really like it's not something I just remember. You know what I mean? Like, I was when I didn't join WTK, I still YouTube had to remind me when I started my channel
Right, right.
because
Yeah, I think it all gets mixed up with so many people come in because like not only did you come in, it was like also the same time that like a bunch of members came in.
and
So
I
it's
would,
like
and
hard
I'm
to
sorry
know
I haven't posted
specifically.
much lately. By the way, I just I've been as you've been seeing on my channel, I've been so swamped with collabs.
Oh no, you're good, man. I don't put any pressure on you to make videos or anything. I haven't been able to make videos in months. So
Well, it'll be good to have something over there, and it's kind of like it's more teamish, if you will, to have us on here having a conversation.
yeah, that's true. It definitely puts a new element into it.
Yeah, and I
But
think
then
the
they're going to
audience
be
will.
like, wait, this is the first time these bastards are talking. Why? They're supposed to be a team.
We communicate. We just have never verbally spoke.
Yeah, we just get in a giant group chat and then we just all throw things and hope they stick.
But this has been, and the thing is with it is FDK has so many people with so many different styles. Like the creative duelist, he prefers to do live deck profiles. I'm more of a YGO pro guy. The Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh does. He prefers to do duel links, or speed duels. So we're kind of all over the place in our varying degrees of competitive and casual play.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I wanted whenever I was like, hey, we should add more new members, was like for everybody to have particular styles. Because like it's cool when you do watch some other people's channels and they have multiple people, but if they're all doing like in real life deck profiles or something like that, it does get kind of stale. So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool that we do have like a little bit of a versatility for that.
Yeah, a little mix it up here and there, and then occasionally maybe I throw in one of my wacky little skits every now and then.
Yeah, see, and I think it's cool that we're all diverse and we all have different styles that we can use, but that we all have our main one subject that we just excel at,
Yeah,
you know?
and mine is humor. I'm the clown of Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what I should have been.
The clown of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah,
The bozo of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Bozo. Yeah. Except the funny thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like when I brought the Omnitrix thing into it, because like I didn't actually start off as a Yugituber as Ben 10,000. I started off as the name I went with was the Chaotic Dragon,
Hmm.
which has no roll off the tongue at all.
No, no.
No,
Hey, everybody, it's the Chaotic Dragon, and you're watching YouTube. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
it was awful, and like the first time I did a live stream, it was with a shitty mic, and I oh my god, they were all those videos are so awful. Oh god.
Hey, don't feel bad. The first time I ever started doing videos was with a phone,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just me and a phone, and that was it. One-handed deck profiles with a shaky camera, like barely even knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Didn't even know what Solemn Judgment was, like
Yeah.
that bad.
That actually, I used to lay the cards out on a table, and then I would take the phone and just
Yeah,
go down the line. That's
yeah.
what I would do for
I was
live.
the type with the jiggly phone that was
Yeah,
like, oh, here we have this Yosenju and this Yosenju, like.
yeah. Oh man, I think like the first live. I think the first live deck profile I did was like a heroic deck, like the heroic challengers.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So you and I discussed something that happened to you recently. earlier on. You let the whole team know what happened. Do you mind if I ask you some questions about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So you said that you tested positive for the virus that's going around.
I did. I tested positive for COVID-19.
Okay. So how long were you sick, if you don't mind me asking?
So I was sick initially for 3 days. It was last Wednesday. I started feeling symptoms. I was like feverish and
Mm-hmm.
sweaty and started feeling back pains and such. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, hey, I need to call into work. So I called into work and basically I was like, hey, I'm feeling sick. And they were like, go get tested. And then so I went and I got tested and I went through like a drive-through facility and I got
Mm-hmm.
tested and then they were like, okay, your results should be here in like 3 to 5 business days. So I
Mm-hmm.
got tested on Friday
Mm-hmm.
and I called into work on Thursday. It was Thursday or Wednesday, one of those days.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I was sick for about 3 days and then like all my symptoms just kind of disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got tested, I got positive test results back on Monday. My dog is like going crazy right here.
It's all
Um,
good.
I got my positive test results on Monday that I was positive for coronavirus. So then I called work and they were like, "Hey, you can't come in for 14 days." So now I'm bored in the house.
So this is probably a godsend for you because this is the most human interaction you've had in a little while outside of your family.
Well, yeah, basically, and I can't even really be around my family because I don't know if I'm still contagious. So like, I've just been in like me and my wife's room for like the past week and a half, just kind
Yeah.
of like watching TV and
Okay. Is
just like
she
tugging
like
things.
keeping her
Like,
distance from
because
you?
like I don't want to infect anybody at all. So like, if I am contagious, like I have to keep my distance.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
and
so like
plus
I haven't
like
been able to
yeah,
do
and plus
nothing.
like I was gonna say with the virus, a lot of people have had varying degrees of how serious it is. So for some people, it's like they're knocking on death's door, and for other people, it's like yourself where they're just horribly sick for like 3 to 5 days, and then they're slowly back to normal.
Yeah, that's what it basically was. Is I was like, I'm sick. I'm not going to take any risks. I'm scared. And then it was like, oh, I have coronavirus. And then it was like, after the first 3 days, I just felt fine.
That is a weird situation to be in.
Yeah, what I think is like I had like mild symptoms, and I might just be like a carrier. Because like I was reading online that there's people who are carriers and they like just carry the virus, but they don't actually like get any symptoms. So
Yeah.
like maybe I'm just carrying it, and I only had mild symptoms. Like it didn't infect me that much. So
Well, I mean, and who knows? Maybe somebody will reach out to you and see if they can use your blood to make a vaccine.
right there
Uh,
you go.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
And then the government could like charge it for like thousands and thousands of dollars when it probably only cost like a nickel to make. You know.
Why do you gotta ruin it? you just had to, you just had to bring in
And then
that
the
thing.
virus to kill the coronavirus is going to be a $7,000 tablet that comes from the blood of Jesse Byrne. Like that's what it is,
Oh man, yeah, people are gonna burn their wallet for it too.
right? They're going to be burning their wallets.
Oh, just screw this. Ugh.
Yeah,
Take my money.
yeah.
People are like taking out a second mortgage to afford a vaccine. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh well, I'm
Hmm.
glad to hear that you're feeling better though, because you're actually the
Yeah,
first
for sure,
person
man.
that
I
I
appreciate it.
I actually know that caught it.
I was actually the first person who caught it at my job on the front end where I work, which is like, at the front end where like people check out and stuff. I work there as a supervisor at Kroger, and so like I'm the first person who caught it
Hmm.
at the store. So like that's crazy.
Also, you work a lot as of late. It seems.
Yeah, I've been doing my 40 hours lately since
Well,
I became a supervisor.
I'm glad
But
to. I'm glad you're okay. For what it's worth, I'm
I
glad you're
appreciate that.
okay.
I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Because I don't know about you, but like I'm still terrified of this thing, and the reason why personally is because I don't have health insurance. So if I
Yeah,
catch
neither
this
do I.
thing, it's game over.
Yeah, same for me. Like that was my fears. I was like, I'm gonna catch this and I'm gonna die. And then when I caught it, I was freaking out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna die.
well, I'm just
So I'm
I'm just
glad I didn't die.
yeah yeah
That part's the blessing is that I
yeah.
didn't die. But
But
there
now
are
the
people that. are getting severely sick. So
Yeah, and now you're kind of feel like you. I'm sure you probably feel like you're kind of trapped in your own house.
yeah, I definitely feel like I'm just trapped in like a little room, and there's nothing going on, nothing to do because I feel perfectly fine, but like I don't want to venture out in the living room and go watch movies with the kids if I could possibly get infected, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
So
mean,
so I've been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares though, man. Like that's
that's
my
your
jam
vice.
right now. Yeah, just
Kitchen
sitting here
nightmares.
watching Kitchen Nightmares just all day. Like I
So,
just feel like I'm trapped.
so kitchen nightmares. Is that like a cooking show, or is that like accidents that
Oh, you
specifically
you don't
happen?
know what cooking nightmare Kitchen Nightmare is?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you know who Gordon Ramsay is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay, so it's like Gordon Ramsay goes to people's restaurants and eats their food,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "It's vile. It tastes like garbage," right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a bunch of drama, and then he like redoes their restaurant and stuff,
Oh,
like
okay.
helps them like clean up their restaurant and helps them serve good food, while at the same time he's like talking mad smack to them about how their food is awful.
Oh
It's
God.
it's admittedly terrible. I know it's terrible. It's cringeworthy, but for some reason, reality TV has something that makes us addicted to it. As
Everybody has their
terrible as it is.
vice, man. Everybody's got their vice. You know, I find that I spend a lot more time on Pornhub than I used to. But thank you, thank you. I'm here all night, ladies and gentlemen.
I think a lot of people are going to be stuck doing a lot of things that they either usually do or that they haven't done before, just because they're so bored.
Well, on a
Like
more
you
serious
see
note,
them,
I
yeah.
like the Pornhub thing's really more of a joke, to be honest. But I mean, I'll be straight with you. I do go there, but I'm not there any more often than I was. Actually, to be honest, I
Right.
spend a lot more time on Netflix than anything.
Right. But like you see how people are doing block parties now, like
Mm-hmm.
but only at their own house.
Yeah.
Like one person will be like across the street dancing, and then their other neighbor will be right across the street dancing.
Yeah.
Like, and then like people doing drive-through birthday parties. Have you heard about that one?
Yeah, I think so. Where they're like, they say happy birthday to somebody, and then they drive off, right?
Yeah, or they throw candy or throw a present at them, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's birthday parties right now. We
Yeah.
are in the we are in the generation where it is okay to chuck candy at somebody from a moving car as long as you're yelling happy birthday. Because
Man,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because how are you going to know that it's not their birthday if you're doing it just randomly? You can do it anytime now, apparently.
oh man. All I can say is like I'm living in a point in history where like I'm in a transitional point in history right now. Like we are literally in that. Like you look at the political sphere, you look at this pandemic, like we are literally looking at something that somebody is going to be looking at a book later and go, "That actually happened?"
Right, for real, they are. They're going to be like, holy crap.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
us when we read about like Pearl Harbor or the Spanish flu when it was the big epidemic, like or the depression, we read about that stuff in history class and we're like, "Holy shit, that happened?" The
Right,
fuck?
and it's gonna be generations that are gonna be like screwed up from this stuff too.
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, before this whole thing's over, you're gonna see all sorts of crazy habits that get built out of it. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure. You're gonna have a lot of people who are like still gonna want to stay home because they're not gonna be, you know, they're gonna be still freaked out from all this stuff.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't even be shocked if wearing like masks in public it starts to be more of a commonplace thing, like in
Well, I was
China.
thinking that was gonna be a fashion trend actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it
Yeah,
when this
like
is
after
over.
all those some idiots are still gonna be wearing face masks.
Yeah,
Like
I would not be shocked at all.
it could
Like
be the new cute thing. Like hide your face until you get them under the covers. You know, like
then when they pull that mask down, they get to go, "Oh shit," you know.
yeah. Yeah, you either luck out or you get stuck with like Mr. Potato Head or something.
Oh God, put it back on.
Yeah.
That'd be
Go get
that'd
the
be any
peeling.
woman. That'd be any woman that would went with this. She'd be like, "Oh God, put it back."
Oh, we all know you're a cutie, Brian. Don't lie.
Actually, you know what's funny is I've actually brought you up in like two of my one that's already been up and one that's not up yet is two of my the videos that are like this behind the screens, and I was making jokes about how I was talking about how you were making jokes in my live streams, like asking me what color underwear I'm wearing and when am I starting an OnlyFans or some shit like that. And I'm
Oh,
just
you
like,
did bring this up, man.
yeah,
I need to
I
watch
brought
some
it
of
up,
those.
and then I was like talking to Slim, and I was like, man, this dude's a savage. I swear he's out to just make me blush. I don't know what he's doing,
It's so easy to. That's the reason why. You get
bro.
those red puffy cheeks glowing.
I'm like,
It
bro, you're
happens.
just wild, man. You just ask stuff out of the blue, and then you got your wife doing it too, and I'm like,
Yeah, she was right there too.
no,
I was like, hey, I'm fucking with Ben, and she was like, oh, me too, and I was like, that.
oh god, it was all like, and then I thought about making a joke about like one of these days I'm just gonna make an OnlyFans to spite them, but then I realized they'd be my first subscribers.
Right?
I wouldn't even be doing anything. It would all just be jokes. It wouldn't be anything serious. Like I'd be wearing like, like duct tape and dark magicians to my nipples or something. Just that would be
Hey,
it. Just
that would be a show to watch. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy
I
that.
knew
plenty.
somebody would. Somebody would. I actually, you know
See,
what?
I have no shame. That's the thing here.
Oh,
I have
okay.
no shame.
You just go right along with the joke. You're like, I don't care. Oh,
I like the dark
are you still there?
Yeah, did you not hear me?
No, I didn't. Your screen's kind of frozen. I mean, I can still hear you. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Okay.
Okay, it's just gonna happen, because
Sub-Zero hit me with one of them ice balls.
yeah, just got.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stuck here. Suspended animation.
It wasn't Sub Zero. It was absolute. It was Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. We're Yu-Gi-Oh people.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It was Cluster Dragon Ice. I don't know any ice monsters. Who plays ice monsters? Like ice. What was the last thing? Like those beasts? Ice
yeah,
warriors?
we got the Blizzard Beast or whatever. The there's a character in Arc V that plays an ice one. She plays a synchro deck. That's where the new support's coming from. Before her, it was Alexis Rhodes when she went evil and was fighting for Sartorius.
So we need a new ice archetype.
Yeah, kind of.
We need a frozen archetype. There we go. We'll just rip off the Frozen movie, and we'll stick them on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
You know what I want? I just want just an elemental hero, like sub archetype of just ice monsters, just ice heroes. That's it. That's all I want.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and they only work together. Like, I don't know how that would work, but I think it would be really funny to have like a group of elemental heroes that don't exactly help out the rest of the deck. They're good together.
They're just like the elemental heroes of ice.
Yeah, right. And that's exactly what I would want. Like, the only one that they would work with is Absolute Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because he's my favorite elemental hero. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because at my old locals before they closed, I had this buddy of mine, and he would always get annoyed because I would always say, when I would attack with it, I'd be like, because justice is best served cold. And then he would eye roll at me.
Oh, God.
He would be like, oh.
Oh, man.
And I'm just sitting there like, that's right, justice is cold.
I've never been one of those people to like get into the character decks or like to really like dig heroes or dark magicians or odd eyes. Like I don't care about any of that.
Everybody has their thing, man. Yu-Gi-Oh is such a broad spectrum that way, though.
Yeah,
like you have players who are really strictly about the game, like I imagine like you and Slim really are. You think about the game of itself. Then you have people who tell not at all.
No.
How are you?
I'm like I'll play anything that's fun, but like mostly it has to have like either a alternate win condition or it has to have like a different playing style, like a control deck or something like that. But I don't really play combo decks that often. Like that's the main thing about it. Like you'll usually see me play more like Burn or Dolces, like a little bit of dinosaurs here and there, something like that. But I'm not going to be like playing heroes or, Solomon Grave or anything like that.
Hold on.
Yeah, you can do that.
Do I look heroic? Because I can only hold it in for so much longer.
Gnarly Cloud. No.
Oh, man. Just then deflate.
Right. But I think heroes are cool. I just I just don't like combo decks. Like I don't like it where I have to like do 3 or 4 things to get to one thing, and then like I would rather just like put on a helmet and just like pretend like I don't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh and just like flip floodgates and make people like sad because they have to play against, you know, lose one turn and
Hashtag
macrocosmos.
you can't do anything.
Yeah, like it's just always funny to me. Like I've had so many games where like I just flip a card and then people get so mad and then they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh!" And I'm just like, "It's Macrocosmos." Like, do you have a response? And then they're just like so mad because they're playing Light Storms or something.
I was that guy. That was
Yeah,
me. It was me. I was the light sword player who always cussed out the guys playing Dark Law Turbo, or you know what I
oh
mean.
yeah.
I was like, "You suck. You're an asshole. How dare you?"
But Light Storms, I like Light Storms,
That's me.
but I like different variations of it. Like it has to be unique. Like I don't want to just play the same stuff that everybody's playing though. Like if I play Light Storms, like I wanted to play like Brilliant Light Storms, like when the Brilliant engine was around, or I wanted to play with ABCs,
My
or I wanted to play it with like, you know, stuff like that.
my versions was Ruler Sworn back when Dragon Rulers were a thing, and Fairy Tale Snow, obviously, because what
Yeah,
face down.
that card's too busted.
I mean, it's not so busted now, but the way I look at it is like Fairy Tale Snow. Just it's the reason why it even got banned is because of Brilliant Fusion in in the Thunder Dragon deck. That's why it got banned.
But imagine how busted it would be in these Grand Maju decks now.
Eh, I mean, if it came back, it'd have to come back. It couldn't come back at more than a one of, but
It would come back with a once per turn during your turn
yeah, or
clause,
something
not during
like
either
that.
player's turn, and it's unlimited. Like that's just ridiculous.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if it came, even if it came back at full power, I mean, the truth is, Fairy Tale Snow is just an annoying card. It's not a game breaking card, in my mind.
No, it's not. It's more like ultimate disruption that never stops. Like
Yeah.
it's unfair, but it's not like what's that dragon like Victory Dragon.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, I killed you with the one game. Great, I win the whole match.
Yeah, like how does that even make any type of sense?
I don't know. Konami shouldn't make cards that we can't play. Like, it's just
Right?
like they made they made the match winners, and they're like, oh, by the way, you can't use this in a duel. I'm like, then what's the point of making it a prize card? I don't understand the
And
point
then,
of chasing it if I can't use it.
and then the thing that I don't understand is why did they put cards on the ban list
Mm-hmm.
and then like make cards a couple years later that
That
are
do the
way
same
more
thing.
powerful, or that they're powerful or they're different or they have just like one clause, and then it's like why when they can just unban that card? Well, I mean I know why because they're making money, you know.
The almighty
But
dollar.
yeah,
Oh
but
man.
but it doesn't have a logic behind it other than to make money. They just don't care about their player base. That's what it is.
I mean, some people feel that way. Yeah. Although I think Konami's doing the best they can right now with the current situation. Like I've been looking at some of the newer cards that are coming out, and they have a very nostalgic feel about them. Like the
Right.
Jinzo support, like they gave Thousand Dragon and Time Wizard. They gave that whole thing a little extra support. They're
But
making a Harpy
but that's
Lady
another way
Synchro.
for them to make money, though, if you think about it,
Oh,
though.
of course, like
Because
the
like,
Dark
who's
Magician
who's going to
cards.
buy cards though? Who's going to buy cards right now? The player who can't go to the YCS, or the collector who has every single Time Lord, Fairy, Dragon?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely. I mean, or the guy who's like, oh well, I get the stimulus check. I'm gonna spend a little bit of it on Yu-Gi-Oh because I can, especially if they're in a better situation than probably you and me are.
yeah,
I mean, I've actually got some buddies of mine who are they are necessitary workers, but their particular job there's low risk actually for them getting exposed. So like one guy I know, I have a buddy of mine. He has like a whole suit he has to wear at work.
yeah.
And this whole like covers his whole body. I don't know what he does. I don't remember. He's not like a medical person or anything. I don't know what he does, but he has like he showed a picture of like this whole like get up, almost looks like a hazmat suit. It's
Yeah.
not, but it's almost like that. But it covers his whole head to toe, and then at the end of the day, they got to disinfect it, and you
Right. You could
know,
definitely cook some blue stuff in one of those, though.
yeah. And it's like he was basically that's what he does. He has so his whole thing is like he doesn't interact with any humans throughout the whole time. So even though
Oh, so see, that's good.
Yeah, so his job is somehow he's an essential worker, but he's not. He doesn't have any human interaction hardly.
Could be like a factory worker or something like that.
Yeah,
Because there's
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
factories that are still staying open that are essential, like for bread and all that other stuff.
No, that's true. That's true.
But
I
like even here, there's a lot of stores and shops that aren't essential that are staying open, but they're doing like curbside pickup and they're doing like drop off
mhm.
to your house and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, which is a
Um,
good thing in a way because I think like
yeah, sure.
I think that's how restaurants are gonna just have to survive right now is they need to do pickup and delivery.
Oh
That's
yeah,
like and then like when we can, I think everyone should try to support their local restaurants. I'm not so worried about the big chains. Like I'm not worried about a McDonald's or an Applebee's, but
yeah,
like I would be worried about like the local taco place. You know what I mean? It's only in your town. You know.
right. And
So.
that's going to be rough for everybody is getting used to the new way things are.
Mhm.
Like, and depending on how long we're going to be stuck in this situation, especially Yu-Gi-Oh players, because we don't have tournaments to go to, we don't have any reason to buy cards. We're just stuck in a house, bored playing on the computer.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the way Yu-Gi-Oh is going to survive right now is I think that Konami's going to focus on the collector's market more than the competitive. Like they're going to make competitive cards, but I guarantee you those competitive cards are going to be artsy as fuck. Like look at the Dragma or the Dragma cards, the new ones. I don't know if you've seen that archetype at all. There's just the artwork is like super pretty. So I'm like, yeah, I see what you're doing there, Konami.
They confirmed that dinosaur we were talking about to be secret.
I know. I was so pissed.
It's
I was
so
like,
disappointing.
and then
It's
you
a
know what my
level one.
yeah, I know. And you know what my luck will be? That stupid thing. That's what they'll fucking ban Oviraptor or something, and I'll have to buy that stupid secret rare so my Dino deck can just function.
Right? Or what they're going to do is they're going to sell a whole bunch of copies of that card, and then they're going to be like, double evolution pill is banned.
Or they'll limit Oviraptor or something to just
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
Oh,
But I
dinosaur!
mean,
There went your balls. I'm like
the
no.
deck is really good, so I mean, it's not to the point where it needs to happen now, but it could have happened before,
Yeah,
and they could have nuked it hard. So I mean,
I just
they'll just do
I
it now to nerf those people who want to play a cheaper deck.
Yeah, I think that's really ultimately what it would be. It's just that, and dinosaurs. I mean, truth be told, like in the OCG, they're starting to get like Oviraptor back and all that stuff. Like I think they're at like 2 or something like that, and I know they got Pancratops back at 2 for sure. So dinosaur players like in the OCG are starting to get their stuff back, but here in the TCG, we're at risk of losing our dinosaur cards.
Yeah, basically, they're
Oh
going to
god.
take all the dinosaurs away from us, and
Uh,
we're going to have to go through a whole Jurassic Park montage just to get it back.
yeah,
Ooh,
because
that would be a
fuck
good idea for a
Americans.
skit right there. That would be a good idea for a skit though,
I
like
mean, be like,
having to like resurrect the dinosaurs,
oh
like going
god.
through a Jurassic Park,
No god. That would be so much editing though. Like a lot of people don't.
right?
Oh man, I feel like people have no idea. Like they get this like snippet skit that's like a minute long. What they don't know is I spent half a day fucking making that skit.
Yeah, for real. For real, the skits take a long time to make, and especially like when you're doing them multiple scene by scene,
Hmm.
it's just ridiculous.
Oh man,
And
like
people are always like, and then sometimes people will be like unhappy with the skit you made, and they'll be like, "Oh man, those skits just don't work," and then you're like, "Bastard, you don't know what I did to
yeah,
make that skit."
especially with my janky ass programs. So I use PowerPoint and Windows Movie Maker as my primary editing programs.
We used Windows Movie Maker and we used OpenShot. OpenShot's pretty good. It's just that it takes such a long time, like but it might just because we had bad internet at the time. It would take like 4 hours just to like edit a video.
I also will use for more of like the thumbnails and stuff. I use a website called Pixlr.
Yeah, yeah, it has like the anime pixeler.
Pixlr is kind of like a knockoff of not PowerPoint of Photoshop.
Oh, okay, I must be thinking of something else.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go to Pixlr. I'll I'll like take a picture from Google and then I'll upload it to Pixlr and then I'll what I do is you unlock it. So basically you can turn basically what you're doing at that point is so you can turn it into like different file types. So if you have it as a JPEG, you click unlock so you can save it as a JPEG, a PNG, or whatever, or a GIF, or whatever you need to save it as. for your particular machine or whatever you're going to use the image for. And then what I do is I basically use the lasso tool and I cut around the picture, and then once I've done that, I click delete, and then I delete the background basically, or what I've cut. Like, so the only thing I've cut out is the monster essentially, like say for a PNG. And then what I have to do is I have to zoom in and then go a little bit deeper and cut a little closer, so I actually get the monster and not just this like blob.
But see, the thing that you forgot to mention is before you do all that, you take a super cute selfie, and you look, get all prepared for it,
Mm-hmm.
and you just accentuate all that sexuality onto the Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube. Just release all the sexual energy and frustration into those videos, and you make masterpieces that are almost porn quality masterpieces.
You see what I have to deal with, folks?
A jacket. Oh, I can't even say words right. A jackal. All right, never mind. Just forget it. It has something to do
I, I,
with something.
all I got out of that was jacket. So
Yeah, we're wearing jackets. That's what it is. Team FTK new jackets gonna be soon
no,
in store.
I
Hey, that
got
would be awesome.
jacket out of it.
Yeah. I don't know where you got that from. We don't do that here. We are a family friendly channel. We tend that way.
I'm on here. How family friendly can we be? Have you seen my videos? I throw all sorts of stuff in there. Like,
Canes. You throw canes.
I throw canes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have
And not the
gunshots.
chicken.
Let's see here. Sometimes in the replay footage, I'll throw like a pop culture reference in there.
Yeah, one video, it was like a dragon was shooting you with fire, and I'm like, Ben is ridiculous.
I am ridiculous, but at least it's entertaining.
It
Because
is very entertaining.
I think another thing I'll do is like my favorite thing to do is like it's from like a old like movie. It's like Evil Dead or whatever. It's like one of the Army of Darkness or something like that. It's like an old horror movie.
Yeah,
And there's a scene where like the zombie army is like running away because the zombie
yeah.
leader, yeah, and it's like retreat, yeah. And every
Yeah,
time,
and you like finish him off.
yeah, and then I'll have a caption as the Skull Knight is leaving. I'll be like, oh, Dark Magician players be like,
Yeah, it's awesome. I love
man.
that. I wish I could figure out how to do more editing and stuff like that. I'm completely like technology like useless.
I
It's
mean,
awful.
Google and YouTube how tos are helpful. That's another big one.
They are. I just need to stop being lazy and like just actually do research. Like stuck in the house bored, can't do nothing, can't go nowhere.
Yeah, this is a perfect time.
It really is.
You could do some research. I mean, you can also figure out how to do things like, and the truth is when it comes to yugitubing, I don't think it's all that you know what I mean? I don't think anyone really cares about how you go about it. It's like some people like Mega Capital G for example. He's never seen on camera anymore. Like sometimes
No,
he gets
not
on
at all.
camera, but most of the time it's just his voice and it's just the screen. That's it.
Yeah, like even when he does deck profiles, he's never on camera.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even know what he looked like until I went and looked at like old videos.
Yeah. You just kind of have to because you're like, and then you find out, oh yeah, he's a very tall, bald black man.
Yeah. Well, it's like so many channels have changed so differently if you like actually go all the way down to their channels.
Mm-hmm.
Like Team APS, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't used to have anybody that's on that team anymore. So I don't know how they came about being Team APS when Team APS used to be other people,
I
unless
don't
they
know.
like bought the channel or something.
I don't know, or maybe they just handed it over. I mean, all it is a
Yeah, I
password and
think
an
so.
email.
Yeah, they probably did.
And they're just like, oh, here you go. If
Yeah.
that's the case, I mean, I don't know because like as far along as I've known about Teen Ape APS, Paul was always the face on the front. So I don't know
Yeah.
if Paul has always been there or not. I don't know.
He hasn't always been there. It used to be this like white emo looking dude
Oh, okay.
before Paul. And then him and Paul, I know they did videos together also.
And then
So
I guess
like,
maybe the emo guy just got
yeah,
out of it and said, "Here you go, Paul. You have it,"
yeah.
which is
So I'm
fine.
not, I'm not sure. Yeah,
I mean, that's okay. That's cool as long as people are enjoying the content. That's all that matters. Um,
yeah,
the other thing is like, but you're all right. A lot of people's content does evolve over time. I mean, even
yeah.
my content's evolved. I
Yeah,
used to be so like every other sentence was like you know what I mean. I was like it was more than it was me talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
right. Yeah, for sure.
And
I
this
think it
news,
just comes with experience.
yeah, practice. You'll find your niche. Also, like people like the series we're working on right now, the behind the screen. That's like my most viewed thing. Like, or not views, I mean, but like watched. People will watch more of that series than anything that I have on my
Yeah,
channel
because
right
they
now.
like people being real and they like the reality of it. That's one thing that I don't like about yugitubing and YouTube in general is like
Mm-hmm.
people's overblown personality. Like I
Yeah,
get that you do have to
sell it.
show some yeah, you do have to sell it, you do have to show some type of personality, but I
Mm-hmm.
hate when it's just like too much in your face like some channels on YouTube are where they're just like, "Oh, you gotta do this," and then they're just like up in your face, and it's too much, and I
Uh,
just can't.
I don't know. I mean, like I don't. I think everybody's just got to find their thing. Like for example, like Team Sam, right? He's an example of kind of what you're talking about. I feel for him, it works. It's just I don't know if Team Sam would be Team Sam if he wasn't so like like if he wasn't like that. I don't know if he'd be him.
See, and that's why I'm just too biased when it comes to watching like
It's
other
okay. I
YouTubers
mean,
because there's just a handful that I would watch, and like I feel bad being like, oh, I don't like that person because I don't want to bash anybody else's channel,
right.
you know.
Well,
So
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
like
I think one thing that you have to remember is you have to also separate sometimes the person from the content, because sometimes, like like for example, obviously my real name isn't Ben.
right,
You know what I mean, and that the version I play here on the screen isn't always the guy I really am. Like
right, but it's like a part of yourself that you can
yeah,
express. And it
exactly.
seems real though. That's where I get more of a reality
And
from you doing it than somebody else doing something that they might be doing like sometimes will seem less real. It's really
yeah,
hard to step on my words so I don't like hurt people's feelings and be
oh
like, "Oh,
yeah,
this channel's
I
actually,"
got you.
like
And I'm
even
the
if
same
there's a
way.
chance that those people probably aren't even going to watch the videos.
Yeah,
So
most likely,
but I'm still
because
not going to bash somebody just on the good nature of it.
yeah, I mean you don't want to have beef with anybody in here, especially somebody you might eventually work with. Because you never know. You could end up working with another YouTuber who's around your channel size. Video swaps happen all the time,
Yeah, and that's totally possible.
so
But
you don't want to.
I've always made it a point to only want to work with people though whose content I actually enjoy.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
that.
so like yeah, because like my main thing is I'm not worried about subs that much. I'm not worried
Mm-hmm,
about getting popularity. Like I just
mm-hmm,
want to do it because I have fun. So like
mm-hmm,
anybody who is going to be on our channel is going to be like approved by us and
mm-hmm,
like liked by us. It's not just going to be some random person that we don't like or some random person that we don't know. Like
mm-hmm. I think I
stuff like
get you.
that. Like I want to promote somebody I like like a like show the stuff that you like, that type of thing. Yeah, like you. Like I found one of your videos randomly, and then I randomly decided to hit you up and ask you if you wanted to do a collab, and
Yeah,
that's
and then the rest is history.
what we've done a lot of.
Mm-hmm,
And that's what I do. I see somebody's video, especially if they post like in Team FTK community on Facebook,
mm-hmm.
they'll be able to get their name out there through not only promoting the video, but I'll be like, hey, you posted in my group. I like your videos. Do you want to come do a video on our channel? And then promote them even more.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much how I started actually getting momentum was because of you and Slim. You guys were like the first people I actually got any collabs with. So
Hey, there's that old term where like real recognizes real. So that's just what it is. It's just us being real.
I think, and also like the Ben 10 character, like, and you hit on this a little bit. Like the Ben 10 character I play on YouTube he isn't not me. He's just like what I mean. He's just the part of me that I get to express, or you know what I mean. Like I get to I do it because I enjoy the character. I think that the Ben 10 version of me is. Sometimes I feel like he's the best version of me. You know what I mean?
Right. I
He's
get that.
funny. He's down to earth. He's understanding, and he
His
is.
superpowers.
Well, that's more of a for the entertainment side of things. But
Right. But that's what you wish you could be like. It's a good
Yeah.
escape.
Yeah, the Ben 10 character the Yu-Gi-Oh Ben 10 is he is the guy that I wish I could be all the time.
Yeah.
And
And
I
see,
think
I'm more. Oh, go ahead.
and I was just gonna say, and I think that ultimately is the reason why people gravitate towards it because he's part of who I am as a person. I basically just took the Ben 10 theme and then just applied my personality, and there you go. Now you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh Ben 10.
That's where like you and the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh are very similar because like you're like the Ben 10,000 of Yu-Gi-Oh, but he's like the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh. In a
Yeah,
way, there's similarities there. Not saying anybody stole anybody's ideas or anything like that,
yeah,
but like
no,
there's similarities. Y'all built y'all's franchise around already pre-existing
yeah,
things in
we
culture that make it
and stuff
more,
that we're already
you
fans
know,
of. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, and it makes it more like approachable. Like it's more
yeah,
approachable to click on a familiar character than just like a Yu-Gi-Oh emblem because
right,
everybody does that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's spicy. It's good. It's different.
And plus, like, him and I both, we might have similar styles, but we're also still in very different genres and different ways of handling things. Like he is,
Oh yeah, for sure.
like he does the Duel Links content. That's not really my cup of tea. Which actually, funny enough, Slim, I did this segment with Slim, and that video is going to come up like within the next week. And he was asking me, so I'm surprised you and the Joker haven't done like a rivalry type thing, and I'm like, see, we would, but we're in different genres of the game. I'm in the main
Yeah.
game, and he's in the Duel Links game.
Right, but he used to like have a channel like a while back,
Mm-hmm.
like his own channel.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
doesn't he still have his own channel?
Well, and then like he it's still up, but he doesn't post on it. Like he said
Oh,
goodbye and farewell on the channel and everything. But
oh,
like he
okay.
had a channel like 2 years ago, and I was his rival, and like I helped him like start geting up with the channel. And we had a
Oh,
rivalry and all that other
oh,
stuff,
okay.
and
That's a
yeah,
friendly
because he
rivalry.
also was like yeah because like he also plays Burn.
Oh, okay.
And, like yeah, so like we had the
Battle
battle
of
of the
the
Burn.
Burn
Like who's
players.
who's the true king of Burn? But like
Yeah.
he actually beat me. Like we both played Trick Stars, and he beat me. And then like we recorded it, and we were gonna post it, but there was like so many complications with it, like because it
Hmm.
was like a really long video, and there was like so many times where we were playing it and like the game messed up,
It
and
happens, man.
so yeah, it was one of those moments where it was like we were so hyped to be like the final battle of the Burn, and then it was like never actually happened.
Yeah, and here
But
I
he was
am
like,
over here with my dinosaurs like me. Which is funny enough because actually my favorite Ben 10 alien is Humongosaur.
I've honestly never watched Ben 10.
The thing about it is, I actually didn't like regular Ben 10. I like it better when he's a teenager, to be honest.
What, there's more than one.
Yeah, well, okay. So the way the story goes is, they've had like different writers and like they've done like different art styles. So sometimes they do like soft reboots and things like that. But the main continuation is like you have Kid Ben and he gets the watch, right? And then he grows up and he becomes a teenager, and that's like where Alien Force kind of rolls in. And then they've done
Mhm.
like a bit of like a reboot of that series a little bit when they changed art styles. And then they gave him the Teen Titans treatment, so now he's back to being a kid, and they've got that really, like, Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, they have like the really childish chibi animation.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't watch that one at all because I
Have you
can't get it.
tried?
I've tried, yeah. I couldn't get into it. Um,
No.
sometimes I think the art style is just as important as the show itself. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
And then
it's true.
but see, Alien Force really like spoiled the other Ben 10s for me because Alien Force is very dark and very gritty. Like there's like I remember there's like one episode where Ben is like he's about to like kill one of the bad guys, and then he's like he last second he's all like, you know what, no, never mind. But he was like, but you could see the look on his face like, I'm gonna tear this
Yeah.
dude apart. And I was like, and I remember there's like an episode where he's like he transforms into Humongosaur, and then he's like just sitting there, just wrecking a town with this other bad guy. Like he is
Yeah.
so mad because the bad guy like killed one of his alien friends. Well, absorbed him. He killed him, and he's sitting there just tearing this abandoned city apart. just trying to kick the bad guy's ass. He's just like, just oh my god, it's like, wow, it's one of those
Yeah,
things.
there's so many like pop culture shows and pop culture shows. There's so many shows and like movies and stuff that I'm just like totally out of the loop. Like people will be like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And I'm just like,
Yeah, like I remember I've done that with you with Avengers.
"Oh yeah, yeah." I still, since we've talked, I
Hmm.
still have not seen Age of Ultron
Oh my god, you're killing
or
me.
the Black Panther
Oh my
or the
god.
Ant Man. The last Marvel movie I watched, I think, was Doctor Strange, and that
Ooh.
wasn't even like the last movie I watched. Marvel movie I watched in theaters was Storm of Ragnarok.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's watching anything in the theaters right now.
No, they're not. Your living room is your theaters. Your popcorn is whatever you find in the couch. Like we're just done now. I knew you would like that one.
Oh goodness. I'm just picturing some dude like me just sitting there like digging through the cushions. Oh,
Yeah, you like bridge the popcorn, and you're like, ooh, a Cheeto, that'll do.
oh, Cheeto. I'm like,
You're like, thank God.
no.
A new seasoning, new flavor.
No.
And
Oh
the new
gosh,
flavor,
it's got a piece of
the
a
essence
Jolly
of
Rancher attached to it.
Lent. The essence of Lent.
In the great words of Ron White, things that make you go blue. Oh man, do you know who I'm talking about at all?
I'm guessing it's a mix between
Yeah,
a
it's
white version
I'm
of
quoting a stand-up comedian.
Oh no,
Yeah, Ron
I'm not.
White.
I'm
Ron, no, yeah, Ron White is a person.
no.
He's a stand-up comedian. And that particular joke, he talking about going to a titty bar, as he described it, and he sees this old biker chick who's one of the dancers. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. And he says that she walks up to him and says, "You want to see my titties?" And he says, he gets up there, he goes, takes a big whiff of his cigar. "Yeah, I do." Takes her top off, and he goes, "Ooh, all right, roll them back up." And then he does this
Yeah.
and then he does this on the screen. You just see him like do this, like. I'm just like, oh my god, I did not need that visual. Oh, so there you go.
I
That's
remember. I remember there was like an old cartoon about sumo wrestlers that fought each other, or they fought other people, and it was like Mighty Sumo Wrestlers or whatever.
yeah.
And I
Mucho
remember there was
something or
like
other.
one scene where like the sumo wrestler lifted up his arms, and then like his armpit flab like rolled and fell onto his table, onto his plate, like onto a table, onto his plate. I'm just like, where do people come up with this stuff? Like
Oh. Man, the world of
everything's so
fiction is a
stretchy and
crazy world.
bouncy.
That's all I'm saying.
Aren't
So
you glad that
I
we're
know
a part of it?
you know, since you've been in quarantine, I'm sure you've had you mentioned that reality TV is kind of being one of your vices. Do you have any other interests outside of Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, what's some other things that you are passionate about?
So like usually, I really like heavy metal music. I really
Okay.
like listening to heavy metal music. I like reading comic books. I have a few old comic books, but I'm not really like I don't really follow any stories. Like I'm just more the type of person like I'll go to the library and I'll pick up a book, or like I'll go to a like a comic shop and I'll get like a collection or something like that. I
So
like playing
you
video games.
okay?
You know, that type
Yeah,
of stuff.
the nerd shit.
Yeah, exciting life. Uh,
That's like everybody's life right now, man.
Right,
Everybody.
because that's like my normal life on the day-to-day basis. So I feel like I've been preparing this for my whole life, just being a sheltered nerd. Like I'm like, you all see one day the world's gonna blow up, and you're gonna see while I was reading comic books talking about the aliens, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where I'll be.
Oh man. But yeah, but at least you got lucky because now you have a partner. At least you're not.
Right?
Yeah, at least you're not like me, who's like all alone. Oh
Hey,
man.
you said you have Pornhub, and we already talked about them fabulous selfies. You just need to get yourself a Tinder account and get yourself a face mask and
Uh,
get your penis out there.
oh god.
Like that's the point that it's out now. It's like coronavirus cannot stop me on Tinder. It
God.
cannot stop me.
No, no. Yes, it can.
The
Yes,
face
it
mask,
can.
and then a face mask for you.
Nah,
Works
that's
out.
I'm no. We're not going there. Nope. Oh
You're
god.
like, who cares if you know
Well, I mean, like,
30,000
truth be
people have
told, I'm
died in the
actually
U.S.?
not that bothered by the fact that I'm alone as far as like romance goes, especially because my last relationship was awful.
What did happen? Where wasn't that like really recent? Like I never got any details. If you wanna throw the dirt, if you don't, just be like,
Sure,
no.
sure, sure. I mean, okay, so what I mean, like my last relationships, I mean, like really the last two I had, but
Mhm.
um, now the most recent one, I don't have any ill will towards her, you know, but it
Mhm.
just, I'll put it to you this way: I was bored with her all the time.
Yeah,
The
she
whole,
wasn't in the same shit as you, or what?
yeah, we had nothing in common to talk about. Like her hobby was literally she had a penny collection.
Dang,
Yeah,
penny for
that
your thoughts right there.
I was like, I don't care if it's from 1977. You
I
know,
penny the fool who dates her. Uh,
the puns,
yeah,
the
yeah.
pun.
So there's a penny collection. There's like the chick just collected change,
Yeah, it was pennies. That was it. She had a penny collection, and she would count
and
them.
and you told her that you were into cardboard monsters that fight each other.
Yeah, and it was like in one ear and out the other.
So she was never like, "Hey, you want to learn more about my pennies?" And you were ever like, "Hey, you want to learn more about my Yu-Gi-Oh?" It didn't go that far.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it to you this way: we would try, we would both try, but
Yeah.
we just couldn't get interested into the other person's thing, and um, she had some issues. Like obviously, as you know, she was really thin.
Mhm.
She suffered from anorexia from an event that I
Mhm.
won't divulge because that's her business. But
Yeah, yeah, right.
yeah, but and then I tried to help encourage her to take better care of herself, but and I tried to do it as in the nicest way possible. You know what I mean? I didn't like I never was all like, here, bitch, eat a sandwich or anything crazy like that.
Right,
Because
right.
I'm not a cruel asshole. um, you know. But I would I would try things like say, hey, maybe you should think about yoga, to help you get your strength up a little bit, and or I would say, oh, here's this really cool recipe I found online, for this. I think you might like that, or I would make her food, and sometimes she would eat it, not all the time. So that was one of our issues. She didn't want to fix her issue, so or at least try to make progress towards it is what I would say. Really,
Right.
because I mean, you
Is
can't really fix that. The best but she wouldn't like make any effort to make any progress.
and it's also hard when people have underlying issues because then it's like the thing that's holding her back is something that is uncontrollable or that she doesn't have, like that extra push that, like
Mm-hmm.
somebody who hadn't been through some type of trauma or something like
Yeah,
that.
and the other part of it is when it comes to things like that, you can be supportive, but ultimately it's going to come down to them. They have to want to move forward, you know,
Right.
and that's how it is with any mental issue. I mean, period. You have to. Part of you has to want to fight your way out of it, or at least fight it to where it's because like I said, there's really no fixing it or fighting your way to where you're normal or whatever. There's just learning how to. What is the word I'm looking for? It's like you know what I mean. It's like if you suffer from something like say anorexia, you'll always suffer from anorexia. You'll always look in the
Yeah,
mirror
of course.
and see a whale, but you might be more able. But with therapy and with a supportive friends circle, you might be able to say, "Eh, so I see a whale. So what?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's true. It's true. It's just also that there's part of it that's unexplainable that you can't ever get past.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
exactly.
like with me, I've been diagnosed as bipolar
Okay, yeah.
since I was like 18 years old, and no matter how many steps I've taken to progress, I can only progress so far. There's still days where it will get to me and I'll feel like I don't know who I am, or I'm so depressed that I don't want to be around anybody, or that I've had suicidal thoughts or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just knowing that it comes from your condition and being aware of your condition,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just being like, I'm okay, I can just smile and be like, I'm ready to face the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's part of it where you just can't. And then there's another part where you have to push yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
We're getting into some deep shit here, so yeah.
that's kind of the point of the series. So
It should be called digging in brutally deep with bystander science with Ben 10,000 and Yu-Gi-Oh.
well, it's called Behind the Screen because we're learning about the guy behind the screen. See,
I thought we could be like slowly. What's a good way to say it? Slowly fisting you with unknown knowledge. Diving in real deep, slow fisting.
nope. It got dark in here. Damn.
The slow dive, deep
Oh man.
fisting.
But yeah, that's kind of the point of this whole series is, we're talking about, we're getting perspectives of, myself, of course, because I'm the host, but I'm also getting your perspective about things, because as much as this isn't just an interview, it's a conversation.
See, I thought it was going to be more like you were going to like ask me the same 10 questions that you ask like every single other.
Oh no.
It's going to be more like,
what
what deck are you playing at the moment?
No.
Stuff,
I mean, I do keep some Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in there, but some of these questions get answered just in the conversation. So I don't always have to, like, that's kind of the point of the conversation, because you still get to learn things about people without necessarily having to ask them a question. So, like, for example, you've mentioned you're a burn player. So, obviously, anyone who's watching will know. And you've listed out a few decks that you like to play. Then I've listed some that you like to play. So, anyone who's actually came this far and seen this is going to know that question, the answer to that question. What does Jesse Byrne like to play? He likes to play burn.
Right.
He also likes to play Yo Boo Boos and drive you nuts.
Right. And I'm glad that you're not just answering the same standard questions.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
cool. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, Mr. Ben.
You got it. I mean, it's like that's the whole point of this, was we're learning more about you as a person, as opposed to, because a lot of people forget we are people too. They just look on the screen and they think, oh, they're just YouTubers or whatever. They're not
right.
People forget, oh yeah, we have lives outside of this. As much as true. I love superhero stuff. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! But as you know, because you follow me on my personal Facebook page, I have a lot of things that I talk about, and a lot of things I worry about and think about. I have and you do the same. I've seen you and your wife's thread. Okay, your wife's threads is like 10 times what mine is.
and
I thought I was political. Say what?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is the thing, is like we are people. Like, I don't know anything about any other like yugitubers' lives personally, except for like the small ones that I converse with. Like, I don't know anything about
convert with. Wait, is this a religion?
right.
Am I in a cult?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So like I don't know anything about like mega capital G's personal life, or anything about Imco 40's personal life. Like,
I'll get to it.
So it's a good idea.
Just give me time. I'll get to it. I'm gonna get them.
You will. You got it, man. You're gonna be the next big thing. Watch out, everybody. Ben 10,000 of Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna hit 10,000. What is it? 100,000 subs? 100,000? You're going to hit 100,000 subs, then you're going to leave us on the dust.
Are you kidding me? If I had 10,000 subs, I'd be thrilled. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I've made it. It's going to happen
overnight. It's going to happen overnight.
I don't know about that. I think it'll be a slow grind. But I do know that I've gotten a lot more of other Yugitubers. Like, I have a series now that other Yugitubers can just jump in on. So that's... And like Slim actually reached out to me to do behind the screen. So
that's awesome. And you're going to get a lot more a lot more people wanting to do it too, and there's a lot more like random yugitubers you can just hit up. But like, I never had the bravery to like to go ask big people. Like, I've been to regional events where like, you know, the House of Champs was doing deck profiles and stuff like that, and like a bunch of other yugitubers were doing deck profiles, and like I've met Team APS and stuff, and I've never like had the courage to be like, hey, will you be in a video with me or anything like that? You know, just basic anxiety, just being like, no,
Well,
I can't talk to them.
it's okay.
You
Hey,
know,
I know how that is, man. To be honest, I get nervous all the time, all the time. In fact, if you saw my last one where I did with Angel of Alchemy, I'm not gonna lie, for how pretty she is, I have to fight my dumbass male brain that's just like, look at that pretty lady. I'm not kidding. That girl is gorgeous, and I'm like, and her partner, I'm like, dude, you hit the jackpot. I want to high five you.
and
But go ahead.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Oh, and that's just the thing that I'm not blessed with that you have is like you're able to just go be like, hey, I have 700 subs. I'm not very big, but will you come work with me?
You know what's
And you
funny
get
is I was doing that when I had 200 subs.
there you go. You got that 500 more, and gave you a little more of a confident boost.
I mean, like the thing is, I've always looked at it as the worst they can say to me is no, and I've had yugitubers tell me no. DZ was real quick. The last time I asked him, he was like, nope.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And just kind of. And then, of course, I accidentally burnt that bridge because I made a bad joke. But.
It happens.
Yeah, I didn't mean it to be negative, but I'm pretty sure he took it as negative. So I'm like, well, shit. I don't know.
And I've never like seeked out big YouTubers and really like asked them to do anything. And like I've always worried that like not only will it like affect my self-esteem and make me think that like they're gonna think that I'm like trash for asking them or whatever, but I've also thought that like what happens if I ask them, they tell me no, and then I blow up, and then they come ask me, like, what am I gonna do? Just be like, oh yeah, I'll work with you and keep the peace, or am I gonna be like, motherfucker, when I had 1,000 subs, you didn't help me, like, you know?
I don't know. Personally, the way I look at it is, I mean, I'm not holding any ill will. Like if later down the line, if Doug wants to work with me, I'll work with him. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't, because I'll put it this way, he's not obligated to work with me. You know?
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, and nobody is. And that's how I really look at it. I don't feel like I'm not obligated to anyone's time. They're not obligated to, I'm not obligated to their time. So they don't, you know what I mean? So the idea is like, they don't have to work with me if they don't want to. And the truth of it is you don't want to work with somebody who begrudgingly works with you anyway, because they're not going to have a good time. And then, but I have made friends just asking, like, I am actually like, Star Strike Duelist follows me on Twitter and Instagram. I literally could talk to Sam anytime I wanted to. Same with Mike, aka Slim. And it's looking like it's going to be, and it is that way with Sai and his partner, Invoked 101 and Angel of Alchemy. Now, because I'm building relationships with these people. So, like, legitimately, Angel of Alchemy, like, shared my birthday post on Instagram, and she was all like, everyone go give him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was all like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, shucks.
It's good to have a community, and that's one of the things that I think is really good about being a smaller channel is like there's a lot more collaborations, there's a lot more room to do more creative things because you're not trying to follow like a certain standard of videos, so you're not talking about the same topic or subject, so you're able to go outside of the box because you're like, I don't care if I get 7 thumbs down on this video and 15 likes. As long as I like it, what does it matter?
And
versus somebody, who might post a video that's different from what they usually post, they might get hate for it, for going
You know,
outside of
and
the
I
box.
actually have experienced a little bit of that where like I've had people subscribe for a specific thing, but because they don't know me all that well, they don't know that I have a handful of things that are staples on my channel.
Yeah.
You know, so they think I only do the structure deck wars. They think I only do yugioh replays, or that I only do the behind the screen. You know what I mean? So, but usually people, you know, as they watch or they, you know, they kind of because they'll see me pop up again because I keep popping up on everyone's channel. At least that's what I've had somebody tell me. Yeah, I've had
Yeah,
a.
and I,
Go ahead. Sorry.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say, and like that's another thing that happens a lot with like yugitubers. Either they appear on a bunch of people's channel and they either like stay consistently like keeping up with those people and they like
Mm-hmm.
blow up, or they like simmer down after all the
Mm-hmm.
excitement.
Not
Because
me, man.
like
This is I'm not gonna lie. This is something I want to do as a job. Period. I am
what's
passionate
the
about
passion's
YouTube.
there. That's great
Yeah. So for me,
for
like,
sure.
I have played Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to say since, oh man, not competitively, but I've just played the game since pretty much since the anime came here. Like the second we got Yugi and Kaiba starter decks, I was like in love with this game. And I have played it through formats I can't fucking stand, and I've played it through formats that were my shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
and the
feel
tr-
that.
and I don't feel like leaving, man. Like this is my place. These are my people. And the cool thing is the best thing about Yu-Gi-Oh for me personally is that it unites so many people across the board. Um, I have met people who I don't necessarily agree with politically. I've met people who are you know, from all the walks of life, all the colors of skin, you know, and that's the stuff that I like about it is we're all here to play this game regardless of where we come from, what language we speak, what you know, what religion we have or don't have. It's great. That's my favorite thing. It's like, you know, we're just here to play a game.
Yeah, it does help bring people together in a good way. I'm kind of on the outside spectrum, like not the outside spectrum, but like a different spectrum from you, because like I'm kind of like burnt out, and I'm like I don't know if I want to just like completely give up on making videos, or
Mm-hmm.
if I'm like, oh, I just need to resurge, like I need a resurgence of energy, you know, like
Well, let's talk about that for just a second. You're saying you're talking about being burnt out a little bit. Do you know exactly what's got you burnt out? Is it the game itself? Is it maybe you don't have the time to dedicate that you would like to it? I mean, there's probably a list. I mean, I would imagine.
so there's one reason is it's hard to keep up with physical cards in the game due to money. I don't
Yeah.
have money since I've gotten married and I have two kids. I don't have the money to keep up with the game like I used to.
Yeah,
Like
you can't just
before I
drop
got
six hundred
married,
bucks on a place at a lightning storm. You know what I mean?
right? Yeah, and that's the thing is like I've always been a budget player, so I could play budget decks and like go to tournaments and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't go to tournaments and you don't have the money resource to keep buying new cards that come out to make these decks,
Mm-hmm.
and like even if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna order the cards from Amazon, you know, one day this card that you wanted is $4 shoots up to $15. How are you gonna pay for it when your budget was $4, you know, for that card?
Mm-hmm.
And it's for the purpose of making videos for other people to view them. So you're just spending money so other people can watch the videos. So
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting like
Your
anything
return
in
on
return
investment,
for it.
basically.
Right. And I get that. Like I would love to share the knowledge and be able to buy the cards just to share it with people and be like, this is the way to play the deck and all that other stuff. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the money to go, you know, like buy three Trap Tricksteras that are like $15 a piece when they were $4, you know, a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
just so I can improve my Trap Tricks deck so three or four more people can be happy that I updated it. You know, like
Yeah.
it's
Well.
great if I had the money to do it. I
Mm-hmm.
would love to do it.
Well.
But that's one problem.
Yeah, and I think the solution to that particular problem is just you know you need to learn how to, how to learn a little bit more about some of the programs like get YGO Pro and all that stuff. You know, you that way you can
Yeah.
play a competitive game because let's face it, nobody's going anywhere. We're all trapped at home, so there's no point in buying cards right now anyway, unless you just have to have something for a collection.
That's true, and I think if I did put in the work and I got off my ass and I was like, oh yeah, I can start doing YGO Pro replays, or I can start doing discussion videos with images in the background like I used to. Those
Mm-hmm.
videos got a lot of views and a lot of likes. You know, some of the highest views and likes on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So
And if you have
I don't.
like PowerPoint, you can do it yourself. You don't even have to like upload or anything. You just take your picture and just paste it, save it as a new video.
Yep.
That's it.
And if I can put in the time and motivate myself to do it, I could probably fall back in love with making YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
But doing my old style of videos and trying to keep up with cards that are flying off the shelf, like new cards coming in every day, so hard to keep
Mm-hmm.
up with this deck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't even know any of the cards that came out in the past 3 or 4 sets. Like the last one I could tell you about was like the one that Colossus came in. That's like the
Yeah.
last set I could tell you about.
Um, I know we've had a few reprint sets. Oh, sorry. I just need to stretch a little bit. I'm old now, so I gotta, gotta keep myself loosey goosey.
Hey, the older you are, the sexier you get.
Not in my case, because this is going to the wayside.
Hey,
So,
it's
so,
okay. As long as the carpet matches the drapes, we all good here.
aha! What if I don't? Here's the problem. I got the carpet. I just may not have the drapes.
Well, there you go. Either way, you can take some of that down there and put it up here. You know, it'd work out great. Get you some glue, get you some scissors, you know, and just throw it up there.
You know what's
Just
really
take
funny
it
is,
and replace it.
since we're on that topic, since
Yeah.
I've, because a lot of men lose their hair when they get in their 30s, and that's how old I am now. I'm now 30. I know I'm old.
You're like, in my 30s, I'm 30.
Well, I just mean men in general when they hit their
Right,
30s.
right. No, I'm just fucking with you, dude.
Oh, okay. I was just say a lot of them start losing their hair, and I'm one of those men. But as being one of those men, I looked into my options, and you'd be surprised. There's actually got these new kinds of hair pieces now, where you literally are gluing the hairpiece to your head.
Oh, yeah, like the transplants.
Yeah, they're kinda like transplants, only they're not actually like a permanent transplant on your head.
They're
Um,
like the actual strands, like you glue down.
yeah, like so basically what it is the way it's a new kind of toupee basically. Like the old one used to like they used to like clip to the hair you already had or something like that. This new kind, they have like this special adhesive now.
Oh, God.
Basically, what you do is you make sure you have and then you're only supposed to do this if you're actually like fully bald, like naturally, like you don't got nothing there, like or you're gonna have to shave in order to use this. So basically, what it is if you've got nothing on the top, you have this glue. You actually like you have a brush and everything, like a fucking paintbrush with this glue, and you put it on your head, right? And then you take the hairpiece, and it's just the top part of your head, and you glue it on, and then you wear that for like 2 weeks, and then you have to have this special spray that you have to spray on the thing to get it off, so you can
Damn,
clean it.
you really did a lot of looking into that, huh?
Well, the reason why is because of my Ben 10 thing. And because I wasn't sure how my audience would handle it. Like, do they want me to look a lot more like the character, or do they want me to be just me with the watch and let the watch be what makes me the Ben 10 guy?
Holy crap, that's why you got the hat.
Yeah, it's partly why I wear the hat.
Oh, wow, I didn't even put two and two together. I was like, oh, he got a new hat. He's happy about his hat. I'm
I,
glad about that.
I still have the old hat too. I actually would do want to. I thought that do want to like ever so often switch around between the two. But so the other part of it is like, so I looked at my options. Like there's also drugs I could take to help me grow my hair back if I wanted to go that route. It's just all of the options cost money. That's the only thing that holds me back. So the hat was the cheapest option, and then of course, so my actual thought is just about shaving my head and just you know
You could. You could.
yeah. The other thing is like my avatar. I'm pretty sure I showed this in the FTK chat. I actually made a version of my avatar that's bald.
Really, I don't
You don't remember?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, well, I made because at the end of my videos I have that little picture with my avatar and he's wearing the gray beanie like
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I have, and so because I've learned how to edit my avatar a little bit, so I just can't find an anime version of this hat. That's the thing that pisses me off. I need an
Right.
animated version of this hat. So, but I haven't been able to find one, but it is what it is. So the point is that I try to make the Avatar and me match in some way. I mean, like obviously, if you ever watched the Ben 10, like all the Ben 10,000s are like 40 years old and they're like 6 foot tall. I can't do
Oh,
that.
they're like Green Lanterns.
No, Ben 10,000 is the future version of Ben. There's just more than one future version
So,
because
so
the
like Green
timeline
Lantern,
changes.
right? Because
No,
there's
no, no,
more
no,
than
no,
one
no,
Green Lantern.
no. No, it's because the timeline changes. So every
Okay.
time future Ben comes back to the past, and then goes back to the future, the next time you see future Ben, he's a little different than he was the first time you saw him.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
So
there was
so
like a bunch,
yeah, so that's
like
why
Green Lanterns.
there's multiple versions of the same character, but
Oh, okay. So
it's all grown up Ben. It's just
it's like Spider-Man with the alternate Spider-Mans. How there were so many different like
yeah,
Spider-Mans.
and some of them are still Peter Parker. They're just Peter Parker if he
Right.
was born in the 1960s, or this
Yeah.
version of Peter Parker if he was British. You know what I mean? Like they're still the same
Right.
guy. They're just yeah, and
It's
it's
like even if he's not named Peter Parker, he's still Peter Parker. Yeah.
sometimes yeah, but in this
Yeah.
case with Ben 10, it's just that future version of him changes because he has to
Trippy.
go back in time to fix a problem with the future, like or a villain from the future goes in the past to try to kill him when he's a kid or a teenager, and then future Ben has to show up, teach the current day Ben how to do something, and then when he goes back to the past, and then when he goes back to where he's from, and then later down the line they do another episode where they have to have Ben 10,000 or Ben 10K. He's got a few different nicknames. Like technically the trademark is just Ben 10. So if
Right.
I wanted to, I could trademark Ben 10,000 of YGO because it's not the same thing. The only thing I wouldn't be allowed to do is use this,
Yeah.
the
It's
symbol.
true. You could make one that looks like it though, and just a ripoff.
Yeah, I absolutely could. I absolutely could do that. In fact, I thought about trying to get one with like the Millennium Puzzle, just the same colors.
Yeah, that would be cool. You could
Yeah,
probably make one.
yeah, I probably could. It'd just be a pain in the ass, but I could do it.
Right.
This, believe it or not, all I did was paint on this thing, and it still took a little while to make this. And I've still had to
Right.
and I still have to repair it every once in a while because the paint sometimes chips off because it's just acrylic paint. But yeah, that's basically the whole point of that is like, yeah, I thought about it because like I said, I wanted to be a yugituber. This is what I'm passionate about.
And then that's great.
Yeah,
I'm
so
glad that you got to do that.
yeah, so that's why I wear the hat now. That's why I looked at my hair options, and the one I'm leaning towards is just shaving it all off and just I'm actually letting it grow out just to see what I can do with it, and then I'll make my choice on that front. So
Yeah, I definitely don't know how I feel about the bald,
hmm
but I definitely think the beanie is like the best one.
oh yeah,
I
you
like the
like
hat, but I like the beanie the most.
yeah.
I do.
That's okay. I mean, like I haven't worn it in a while, but that's just because of the warmer weather's coming up. So this is
Right.
actually a little more breathable than the beanie right now. But the beanie will be back. Just when it gets a
There we
little cold.
go. The return of the beanie.
Oh yeah, it'll be back because I will get cold eventually, and then I'm gonna be like, nope, I need the warmer hat because I'm kind of stubborn and don't want to run the heater.
Yeah. um. So we might want to end this thing a little early because I got like 3% battery life. Like
Oh
my phone
okay.
just tanked from
Well,
15 to 3.
I think we've been on here for about an hour. I'm sorry if I took up most of your get to know you session there, but you were asking me some questions. So,
Oh no, it's okay. We can all get to know each other and braid each other's hair and spoon and all that other good stuff.
all right, guys. Well, I am Ben 10,000 of Wide Joe, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero. This is the leader of Team FTK, Jesse Byrne. So, guys, make sure you subscribe to the FTK channel, and maybe if you're feeling like being friendly, you'll check me out too. Anyway, guys.
I know I'd be checking him out.
Oh, I know he checks me out, guys.
Ooh,
You should
yeah.
see the live stream comments.
Ooh,
Anyway,
yeah.
guys. All right, guys. We will catch you in the next one. Peace.